Hello YouTube, this is Undead's93, coming back to you with another deck profile. So this will be my Ethic Buster reverse deck profile. Start off, we have our Beast Deity Right Horn as our starting Vanguard. Pretty much what I do with him is whenever I ride over him, so I move him to either this rearguard circle or this rearguard circle, so he can boost up one of my rearguard units, and then also, since my rearguard units are going to be standing more than my Vanguard, then he'd be more useful that way. We have two Ethic Buster Reverse. So, he has a fun effect. He works a lot like one of the newish Stride units, but I like him more than the Stride unit, Victoplasma. Even though, like, people are like, oh my gosh, you have to lock 2 units. I'm like, okay. So with his effect is I counterblast 2, and I discard 2, and I choose 2 of my Nova Raptor rear guards, and I lock them, and he gets to restand. And, well, the other thing that I like wise is that he's able to be used with the Break Ride, where the Stride unit can't. Also, he gets 2,000 power if he is he's cross ride. So I have 2 of those. I also have the other Ethic Buster, I guess you would call super form. We have our strongest beast deity, Ethic Buster Extreme. And pretty much what he does is that if I drive check a grade 1 or higher, I choose Nova Raptor Rearguard and I stand it. And he also gets 2,000 power if there's if he cross rides, which is pretty much having him over his regular form. For me, how I like to use these is I like to use a Buster Extreme for earlier in game, and I usually like to use Extreme usually when I'm trying to push for game. Then we have our 4 Ethic Buster four regular Ethic Buster. So he's our break ride of the deck. So what he does is that when a Nova Raptor rides over this unit, I choose my Vanguard, he gets plus 10k, and when it attacks, I stand all my rear guards in the front row. And also, if he's boosted by Nova Raptor, he gets plus 2k, which is pretty good. Basically, if used in conjunction with reverse, I can essentially get approximately 8 attacks in. So he works really well for that. Then for level 2 wise, I have 4 Brainy Papulo, which on hit, I counterblast 1, and I choose a Nova Raptor Rearguard, and I stand it. So pretty much I would have him hit, and pretty much for wise is I usually have him on the opposite circle wise that Riot Horn is. So I would have him hit, and if he does hit, I would stand the rear guard that Riot Horn is usually boosting, so they can get in another hit. Then we have 4 of our 12k attacker. So on attack, if I have a Beast Deity Vanguard, he gets plus 3,000, which will basically be always, since this deck is nothing but Beast Deities. Then we have 4 of our 10k attacker, which he's still a great beat stick, and also he's good just level 2 riding fodder. We have 4 of our perfect guards. So it is just work like how perfect guards is. Once you're being attacked, you discard a card, play this, and you nullify the attack. Unless you're playing against bench place, then it's going to be like, hey, look. Nope. So I have 2 Beast Deity Frogmaster, which Frogmaster basically is he allows limit breaks to be activated. Basically, he pretty much just takes away my limit breaks, which is good because he lets me use Ethic Buster, Extreme, and Reverse a lot earlier in the game instead of me waiting until damage 4. And from what I've seen from my decks wise is that usually having 2 of these guys in the deck is usually the amount that works best with how I build them, because if not, they get a bit cloggy. Then I have our 4 Beast Deity Max Beat. So with what he does is when he gets restud, I counterblast 1 and I choose another unit and I restand another. So basically, if he's restud, I could basically restand the unit in front of him so they can get in another attack. Or I could also restand the unit that is, yeah, that's what I basically do. We have 3 of our 10k attacker, who most likely, what I mostly use with him so far is him being the level 1 fodder. And then we have our trigger lineup. So we have 4 critical triggers, 4 draw triggers, 4 heal triggers, and 4 stand triggers. From what I've seen wise, with people asking like why do I have stand triggers, from what I've seen is that they come in handy a lot on those certain times. So yeah, so thank you all very much for watching, and that is my Ethic Buster, or just Ethic Buster deck in general decks review. Thank you all for watching, and you all have a wonderful day.